Hey guys, how are you today? This is Jim from the Pain PT, and today we're going to discuss the idea of staying in touch with your emotions, or they're going to stay in touch with you. Stay in touch with your emotions, or they're going to stay in touch with you. And what this means is that if you're not looking at your emotional awareness, which a lot of people aren't with TMS or mind-body symptoms, meaning we're having a lot of physical stuff in the body, but we're not actually looking at the emotional content of that, then these emotions are going to stay in touch with you, coming out as these physical symptoms. So if you're not connecting the emotional with the physical, then you're going to be stuck with the physical. And we know that all pain, all symptoms in the body, even acute pain, has what's called an affective component to it. And affective means emotional. So that's part of the brain. So even somebody with an acute pain, we receive a signal from the periphery. Let's say you hurt your knee doing something. There's a signal sent from your knee to your brain. It's called a nociceptive signal. And you don't register pain until it gets processed in your brain. And your brain is what decides if it's painful or not. There's also that affective component, which is the suffering component, or the intensity component, or how much it affects you. Okay, that's the emotional component. Now, with chronic pain, what we know from the research, I've told you guys this, is that the emotional centers of the brain, in particular the amygdala, become a driver and a producer of pain itself. Okay, so it's coming from an emotional center of the brain, which is the amygdala. It's producing physical symptoms in the body. Okay, and this is where people again get stuck because they stop at the physical and they don't move further to the emotional. So if you're not staying in touch with your emotions, they're going to stay in touch with you by giving you these physical symptoms, by continuing to plague you with physical stuff that you're going to hit a dead end on if you're looking at it from a physical perspective. Now, of course you can have physical injuries, of course you can have physical ailments and strains and sprains in the body, and tears and fractures and all that stuff, but there needs to be a cause to that. There needs to be a physical cause or a injury, let's say, or an accident or something traumatic to cause an injury. You sprained your ankle, twisted your back, broke your arm, things like that. Now, when we see chronic stuff and you get somebody's history, a lot of times there wasn't a physical cause to it. These things started on its own. They seemingly came out of nowhere, woke up with it one day, got worse over time. So commonly you get a history where there isn't a physical cause, and then they follow up with scans and MRIs and x-rays, and there's not really showing much. Okay, that's when we got to move to the emotional affective component. Okay, I've talked about this before, guys, converting the physical into the emotional. And as Dr. Sarno, best-selling author of 3 or 4 mind-body books for pain, for chronic pain, said, move from the physical to the psychological. So I'm going to ask you guys to move more specifically from the physical to the emotional and get more in touch with your emotions. Okay, we know the pains in your body are representing emotions when they're not coming from a physical source, structural cause. And there's way more value with you guys working at the emotional level than there is at the physical level. Many people with chronic pain have already worked at the physical level for years with different treatments, different modalities that have not really helped to resolve their symptoms, and therefore they get stuck. And maybe find their way to this work, to mind-body work, where we're trying to work at the brain level. Okay, so working at the brain level means we're working at the limbic brain level. The limbic brain, again, is related to your emotions. It's related to your beliefs. It's related to your memories. It's related to your history, your trauma, things that have happened to you. All those parts of the brain are called the limbic brain. The amygdala controls the emotions. The hippocampus works with your memories. Thalamus is a relay center. It also works with your beliefs. So we're trying to change all these things, guys. We're trying to get in touch with these brain areas to look at what's here. Now, it's all related to emotions at the end of the day. a lot of the time because they're connected to your beliefs, connected to your memories, connected to your traumas. We're trying to clear that out. We're trying to process that. We're trying to release that, you could say. So the first thing we got to do is we have to get in touch with our emotions. The more you do this on a daily basis, you're going to see the connection more clearly between emotional stress and upticks in your symptoms. And when you make this connection more clearly, it's going to give you confidence and belief again that what I'm dealing with is a mind-body problem, a brain and nervous system issue, not a structural one. And that allows a lot of people to move forward in their healing because now they're working more on this emotional level and they're seeing it play out in real time that their symptoms are correlated with their emotions. They're correlated with their stress. Now remember, anything that's stressful to you is basically emotional to you. Stress equals emotion. So let's get more in touch with your emotions, guys. This is a step you probably need to take consciously. Again, the way our systems of work with chronic pain, or if you've been through trauma, adverse childhood events, a lot of stress, is that these brain areas and nervous system sort of pathways get changed. Okay, so we don't always experience our emotions as just pure emotions. They're not registering that way. They're registering as these physical symptoms. Don't be misled. Let's go to the emotional affective component of whatever you're feeling. We need to get better and better at that all day, each day, that you're thinking emotional, not physical. Again, as Dr. Sarno said, think psychological, not physical. So hope this helps you guys to keep moving towards the emotions. It's something that I work with people all the time when I work with them one-on-one, is I'm moving towards emotions. Okay, and how we deal with each of the emotions. So how we deal with fear is a bit different to how we deal with anger. It's a bit different to how we deal with sadness. They're all different emotions and they have different expressions, different ways of releasing. All right, guys, hope this was helpful. Reach out with comments, questions. If you need some help, you can find me at thepainpt.com, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.